All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to my channel. Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to be discussing the topics of Lord of the Rings, Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Once again, more symbolism of the Heart of Gold and the Golden Age, and the Hollow Earth theory. Little disclaimer, I don't necessarily subscribe to the Hollow Earth theory. However, it's an interesting topic of conversation. So, without further ado, I just want to kind of throw a couple continents and whatever on here just for dramatic effect and artistic I don't even know the word to use. An artistic addition to my crude drawing. Again, you've seen me draw rather crudely on previous videos, right? But the point remains the same. Just understand these things aren't rehearsed, so just bear with me here, right? So, first and foremost, on a video I just recorded, I discussed the concept of fire in the middle, and the pyramids, and Middle Earth, and Lord of the Rings, and what's going on within that film series. You've got the men, the dwarves, the elves, so on, the hobbits, the wizards trying to win a war against Sauron and Saruman, and the sorcerers that are ultimately, and the orcs and the goblins that are trying to take over Middle Earth, right? The forces of fear ultimately trying to come in and destroy everything, take over, so on and so forth. Point being, that's what's going on in that film series, right? And I brought up the point that it's one's job to take that journey to the center of the earth, go down into Middle Earth, so to speak, go into the core of who they are, figure out who they really are, and be that person, right? Be that true self, even if that true self is a goblin. I'd rather face a goblin knowing that they're a goblin than end up realizing that one of my best friends or my family members is a goblin. So, with that being said, how that correlates to, say, Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, in the first season, you find out that at the North Pole, there is a portal to the spirit world, right? Call this North Pole, call this South Pole. Right? And in Legend of Korra, they kind of expand a bit further on that. There's an actual portal or entrance to the spirit world through the North Pole and the South Pole. Is that how the Earth actually is? Who knows? I don't think that's the point right now. Point being, in Legend of Korra, the sequel series to Avatar: The Last Airbender, funny, Legend of Korra, right? Kor being the heart, but it's Legend of Korra. Again, a little digression doesn't hurt, but that's not the point. In the spirit world, in the Legend of Korra, occurs an event called harmonic convergence within that series, where Rava and Vatu, the spirits of light and darkness, duke it out in a battle to see who will control existence for the next 10,000 years. Now, ultimately, the spirit of light wins out, but then onward to the next battle, because that's just how life is. On to the next struggle, on to the next roadblock that one needs to overcome. Now, if one succumbs to the force of fear, they ultimately get enveloped in darkness and they're stopped dead in their tracks. Now, how this pertains to the Hollow Earth theory, I mean, I didn't draw an overly complex map. I don't think I really need to. But basically the theory is that the Earth is hollow and that there are entrances at the North and South Pole in order to get in there. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to come up with any sort of conspiracy theory in regards to if it's true, and if so, why are there conspiracy theories surrounding that. I don't really care. I think that the point is more important, right? Just like in Lord of the Rings, the goblins have to be faced, the orcs have to be faced, Saruman has to be faced, Sauron has to be faced. And you have to do it with courage. If you let the fear control you, you're gonna fall. And that's, that might not be what you guys are trying to do, and it's not what I'm trying to do. So, point being, same things going on in Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Last Airbender. You got to go into the spirit world and figure out what it is that you're trying to do. In the Legend of Korra, it's funny. She loses her connection to the Avatar spirit Rava. And upon meditation under, I can't remember the name of the tree. I think it's the Tree of Spirit and Time. But I can't remember. So if I got that incorrect, please don't bring me to the gallows over it. I'm rewatching the series, but that's another digression. But she meditates under this tree, or inside of this tree, and ultimately she finds her true spirit. And then after that, goes out to battle the Dark Avatar. You know, think of that as like an Antichrist type of character. Point being is that you see it in movies, you see it in TV shows, you hear about it from books, you see it everywhere. You're supposed to look inward, find out who one truly is. Don't let the force of fear control where you're going. Don't let the force of fear stop you from figuring out who you are and be that person. Right? So, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. It's kind of a weird one, obviously. Crude drawings of Hollow Earth and all that stuff, and talking about allegorical film series and TV shows and everything like that. But you guys know my deal. I like to talk about the symbolism. I like to talk about how things connect together, the similarities rather than the differences, although there are differences in things, and great, you know, but at the core of all things, that's what matters, is the similarities, in my opinion. And anyone's free to disagree, but whatever. That's their gig, not my business. Unless they want to put it online, then I'll comment, you know. But hope you guys like the video. Thanks.